Hi, my name is Laurie. Thanks for stopping in. This is my first video, so I apologize. It's not professional quality, but I can guarantee you there'll be no animals injured throughout the course of this video. I've had some friends recommend that I should blog or document what I've been doing. Um, since January the 4th, 2013, I've lost 40 pounds. Today is April the 26th. I haven't done anything radical, or at least in my opinion, not radical. I haven't gone to a trainer or had any coaching. I'm not paying anyone to help me with this. I haven't lost the weight due to illness. And in fact, I've treated my body better than I have throughout the course of my life. I've heard many others say that we spend the first half of our lifetime trying to kill ourselves and the last half of our lifetime trying to regain our health. And I guess that's where I found myself. I'm 44 years old. Prior to January of this year, I would say for the 3 years building up to that, if not a little longer, I was being asked on a regular basis when I was due to deliver my baby. I haven't been pregnant in over 16 years. So this was a little bit alarming to me. Actually, I threw humor at it. I'd make a joke about myself and to hide the fact that it bothered me. Oftentimes I found that I would have to make the person who asked when I was due feel better about themselves, that they had asked that question, and keep my pain to myself. I would come back with something like, I'm not pregnant, I'm just fat, or I'm not pregnant, I like to eat, you got any donuts? But anyone who has been overweight before is probably familiar with throwing humor at something like that. There's a lot of shame around being overweight, and to deflect from the shame, some use humor. Actually, as I recall, the numerous times that I've been asked when I was due to give birth to my baby, I can remember somebody actually petting my stomach, somebody who'd never met me before reaching out and touching my stomach, and I just thought it was incredibly absurd because in my mind, my body was proportionately fat. It wasn't just my stomach. So I thought it was absurd how people would impose themselves upon others like that. But anyway, it's water under the bridge, and I hold no grudge against anyone who's asked that question. I know it's awkward. I go out of my way to ensure I don't ask that question of others. You just don't know. My blogs are not intended to be downers or pity parties. Really, it's maybe I'll make a connection with that one person who might be watching, who may be inspired, and who can start to eat to live instead of living to eat. I'm going to try and be as honest as I can throughout my videos, providing I make many more. I have some trepidation about making the videos around my friends and family. I'm very out there. I'm not opposed to dancing in public, making a fool of myself. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone, and the only way to get past that is to practice it and hope I get better and have some positive effect on somebody else out there. When I say that I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be a poser. I'm not going to try and pretend that I'm perfect all the time, that I have all the answers all the time. I'm not going to tell you I'm 100% this or 100% that. I don't personally want a label. I don't agree with it. Not only would I be pigeonholing myself, but I might be untrue to the people around me, and anyone who knows me knows that honesty is number one for me. So what I can tell you right now about me is that as of today, I'm primarily eating fresh fruits and vegetables. That's primarily my diet. Um, Breakfast, lunch, snack, primarily fresh fruits and vegetables every day, and I'm enjoying them. Nobody's forcing me to do this. I'm not on doctor's orders. I'm not on some crash diet. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this as much as I have previously thought I loved potato chips or French fries or burgers or chocolate bars. I thoroughly am enjoying this. And I'll explain that as we go along. My dinners, I still enjoy having something warm, so I'm not always sticking to something raw in the evenings. I will have a baked potato smothered with fresh tomatoes and hummus and whatever I want to put on there, but I do primarily stick to fruits and vegetables. I have had pizza throughout this uh, bit of a journey, but I don't make a habit of it. For the most part, I do not consume animals. I'm not 100% for the most part. Um, for the most part, I don't consume wheat or gluten. Again, I have pizza, so that's occasionally. Um, and I don't eat those products for my own reasons, and I'll explain those all to you as well. I'm not a professional nutritionist. Everything that I'm doing and have been doing has been evolving from what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and what's ringing true for me out of all of this knowledge that I'm attaining. And that's what it has to be for anyone, I believe. I believe that it has to ring true for you. If it doesn't ring true for you, I feel it's not going to work for you. So, pick and choose what works for you, what makes sense to you, and that's what I'm doing. So, as of today, it's primarily fresh fruits and vegetables most of the time. My favorite snack right now, and has been probably for the last month or so, are fresh medjool dates. I love them. So uh, I will still, in the evenings when I'm sitting around with my family, gabbing or watching some TV or YouTube, as it's been a lot lately, I'll have a handful of dates. Actually, usually 5, and that's very sufficient. But I'm not trying to deprive myself or I'm not trying to get obsessive about a number. It just, that seems to work. 5 is the number. And 5 is kind of funny in my life because my first cigarette I had when I was 5. I started smoking when I was 15, and I like 5 dates at night, so I think there's something there with the 5. I did quit smoking. I hope for my last time. February 17 of this year was my first day smoke-free, and that has been, it's actually been relatively easy. It makes it much easier when you're doing it with somebody, and my boyfriend and I have both been eating, we like to call it clean, eating clean and not smoking together, and that makes it so much easier. I don't feel that this would be successful if one of us were doing these things and the other one was living a less healthy lifestyle. This all started in January, as I mentioned. Actually, it started the end of December with starting to watch some movies. We watched Hungry for Change, and that just kind of, there was a shift after we watched that. We were really kind of gung-ho about starting to juice, and it just made sense. What they were saying just made sense about all the preservatives and sugar and how horrible the food choices we're making are for our bodies, how they are absolutely void of any nutritional value. And I mean, the short story is you know, you wouldn't put sugar into your gas tank of your car, so why would you put these things into your body? You know, so it started with that, hungry for change. We watched Food Inc. A day later. I picked up the book The Wheat Valley. Actually, it was the recipe book because I decided after reading and watching some things that maybe wheat and gluten, although I haven't been diagnosed with celiac disease, maybe that's just not the best choice for me. And if it's not the best choice, why am I doing it? So moved on to that. I found some value in that book. I found it to be a bit cumbersome and boring, but I think the content was interesting and valuable. From there, I moved on to the Beauty Detox Solution, and when I read that, I decided I could likely commit to the first phase of what she was suggesting. You know, it's easy enough to eat fresh fruits and vegetables throughout the day, but the idea of going completely vegan and the raw food, it was a little bit too radical at that point in my thinking, and so I wasn't going to commit to that. So I didn't really commit to the first phase, but I kind of used it as a guide, a loose guide. I can provide a list of recommended readings and documentaries for anyone who might be interested. That's primarily how we started, just watching documentaries around food, nutrition, juicing, fasting, raw foods, and we've also watched a lot of YouTubes, a lot of people out there like myself who are far more knowledgeable than myself, blogging about what they've come to know and what they've experienced. The internet is a wonderful tool for learning from others. So that's what we were doing, just going on a quest for knowledge. So I recommend that you do the same. If you're looking to make a shift in your life, go on this information journey and learn as much as you can and try different things. Don't be afraid to try them. If they seem reasonable to you at all, they might be different from what you're used to, different from what society peddles, different from maybe what your doctor would recommend to you. Try it if it seems reasonable to you. If it seems too radical to you, maybe don't try it, but be open to evolving if that's the direction that you're moving in. I'm not going to go on too much longer here because I think I've already used up a great deal of your time, and it's leading towards boring, and we don't want it to be boring. But I encourage you to embark on a journey like you've never been on before. Be kind to yourself. Be aware that you can't be perfect all of the time. All you have to do is try. As I leave you for now, I will encourage you to drink lots of water. I know water is not the most delicious thing when you first start out. Some people actually hate water. I think it's funny for something that really has no flavor that people hate it, but it is a chore to drink water when you first start, when you're not used to it. My boyfriend and I only drank coffee. That's all we drank. Occasionally on weekends we would have some alcohol. So coffee and alcohol, that was it for our liquid consumption. And now we can't get enough water. Our body is craving it all of the time, and you really do need it to flush your system out. But you're not doing yourself any favors if you're trying to have a healthier body and potentially lose weight as well. If you're not flushing your body out, you really do need it. So try and drink as much water as you can. And I can only recommend what I've done. Again, we know I'm not a professional, But what has worked for me has been trying to avoid drinking while I'm eating my food. I've read and watched information that suggests that if you're drinking while you're eating, that you're diluting your food, the nutrients that need to be absorbed into your body, and you're hindering your digestion. So do yourself a favor. It has worked for me. So give it a try. See if it might work for you too. Try not to drink a half an hour on either side of your meal. If you need to sip a little something while you're having something to eat, just little sips. Don't flood your system. Let your body get the benefit of those nutrients and help your body out. The harder your body has to work to digest stuff, the worse off you are. So help your body out. Don't flood your system. Enjoy the benefits of the nutrients that you're going to get from that food by not hindering it. Thank you for stopping in, and I hope that my videos evolve as my body has over the last 4 months. Be kind to yourself, and feel free to post some comments, some suggestions, things you would like to know about. I'm certainly open. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.